Hello and welcome to Cantine Field as your Saugerties Stallions look to host Oneonta in a 7-inning doubleheader starting in about 5 minutes from now. The Stallions coming off a big win in Albany, 9-3. Great pitching, great hitting to back that performance. I'm Kyle McMullen, joining alongside me, Logan Barandis. Logan, what do you look for from the Stallions lineup today to keep improving on what has been a very roller coaster start to the season?
Yeah, it definitely has been a roller coaster so far, but definitely kind of hit their best point in the season in that last win against Albany. 9 runs, 4 off the bat. Brandon Fish on that grand slam. So just looking for a little more consistency from this offense. They used the extra hitter for the first time in that last game, and I go to that again. We'll talk about that more when we kind of reveal the lineups for today's game, but doubleheader today against this Oneonta team that's third right now in the East Division. So big chance to take a big leap in the Eastern standings.
Speaking of which, let's take a look at today's lineup for Oneonta Outlaws, brought to you by Emerson Spa, a hidden tradition in the Catskills. Leading off for Oneonta will be number 5, Devin Boone, playing third base. Batting second, Mario Disso, playing second. DHing, Evan Keegan. Extra hitter, Ryan Wise. First base, Dylan Perry. Playing center field, Dylan Broderick. Out in right field, Tyler Sauceville. Shortstop, Jeff Pierantoni. Catching, Christopher Balargian. And in left field, Connor Cooney. On the mound for the Outlaws, Ethan Thompson out of Marist College. As we take a look in with Devin Boone's taking the first pitch he sees, ball 1. On the mound will be newcomer for the Stallions, Andy Ofont.
Yeah, Kyle, and Ofont just made his entrance to the team last week, so this is going to be his first start for the Stallions, and what will be a short 7-inning game, so we'll see what he has in store here coming over from Franklin Pierce College.
As that pitch is taken for a ball, 3-0, as Ofont struggles to find the strike zone here in the early going. 3-0 in there for a called strike from Ofont as he finds the strike zone there.
And Ofont struggled to find the strike zone during his last season in Franklin Pierce. Had 23.2 innings pitched, struck out 18 and walked 9, and he walks the first batter he faces here in Boone.
That's right, Logan is stepping in now. Will be second baseman Mario Disso. Disso out of Pitt, Johnstown, hitting .400 on the year with 6 hits, 4 runs scored, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles to his ledger. As that first pitch to him is skipped inside as he jumps out of the way of that one. 1-0's the count, with the runner on first being Devin Boone.
Yeah, nearly got the back foot of Disso. Was just able to get out of the way of that one and keep the at-bat alive for him.
Ofont checks the runner in Boone at first. He comes set, the 1-0. In there at the letters for a called strike, count even here, 1-1. Ofont throws over just to check in on the runner in Boone. Nothing doing there. Boone with a decent lead as Ofont throws in, and just getting back in time is Boone.
There's a quick throwback there by Ofont, trying to get him for a second time around. Nearly got him on that throwback to first.
Boone gets his lead. Ofont gets his sign. The pitch low and away for a ball. 2-1 now.
Yeah, Disso going to be a tough out for this Stallion team. Led his college in Pitt, Johnstown in hits during the last season to the tune of a .268 batting average during his last year there.
The runner goes and Boone pitches high. The throw down from Emery, not in time. Count 3-1 as the Outlaws get themselves a first runner in scoring position here.
Yeah, and Amory was really quick in getting up to throw at the catcher's spot. Almost got Boone on the throw over to second. Just kind of a bang-bang play there, but the runner moves up to scoring position.
3-1 now to the second hitter of the Outlaws in Disso. The pitch, high, ball 4, as Ofant walks the first two batters he sees. Let's take a look now at how the Stallions line up defensively. Starting in left field, David Shackelford. Center field, making his second appearance for the Stallions, Garrison Berkeley. Out in right field, TJ Adams. Third base, the MVP of that Albany game, Brandon Fish. Shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. At second base, we've got Brett Heckert. And over at first base, Jake Skrine. And behind the dish, Nico Amory.
Yeah, the defense so far this year has made some phenomenal highlight reel plays. They made a bunch in that Amsterdam game the last time the Stallions were here at Cantine Field. So we'll see just how that defense can back up a relatively new arm into the Stallion program.
Stepping in now, designated hitter swinging at the first pitch he sees is Evan Keegan. Runners go. The pitch is swung on into deep center field. Back goes Berkeley, finding the wall as he jumps and makes an incredible grab, bringing both runners all the way back to where they came. Wow, what a fantastic play out there from Berkeley, preserving those two runs.
Yeah, and we just talked about how well the defense has played recently, and Berkeley, the newcomer, making his first highlight reel play as a member of the Stallions this season, and Keegan gave that one a ride.
And some very aggressive base running with that double steal early. Interesting to see if that's going to be the sign of the night. Stepping in now, number 44, Ryan Wise, the extra hitter for Oneonta. 1 out, runners on first and second. First pitch to Wise in there for a called strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Kyle, and that double steal attempt was really what prevented those runners from tagging up and going to third and second, and the runners staying exactly where they are, which makes the job a lot easier for the Stallions.
Ofant gets his sign, delivers the 0-1. That'll be fouled away over the first base side. Count quickly now 0-2. The runner on second in Boone gets his lead. First base Disso. Ofant gets his sign, comes set, checks the runner in Boone. The 0-2 is swung on and fouled straight back, keeping the count here 0-2.
Yeah, and Ofant ahead on a batter for Oneonta for the first time so far in this game, in this inning really. Now just trying to set him down here for the second out here.
Wise currently a 143 hitter, finding 1 hit so far in the season, 5 walks to his ledger. The 0-2. Boone thinks about it. That ball is grounded in the second base hole as Boone will round third, and he will score easily, giving the Outlaws the 1-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Yeah, definitely not the start the Stallions are hoping for, and that one just got by Heckert over at second base, and Oneonta getting a quick 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Heckert kind of in the double play depth, unable to field that ground ball. Not sharply hit, but just enough to get into the outfield, and Adams not able to throw out the speedy leadoff hitter Boone. Runners at first and second here. Stepping in now is the first baseman, Dylan Perry. Perry swings at the first pitch he sees. That'll fall in for a base hit to center field. Coming in, they'll be holding up the runner at third base. Bases loaded now from a strong throw from Berkeley out in center field.
And that one looked like it could have brought in the runner in Dizzo home all the way from second base, but was held up by the third base coach, and that loads up the bases here early on in this first inning. And there is a lot of soft contact being forced right now by Ofant, but just not getting into the right spot to where the Stallions defense is lined up.
Standing in out of the left-handed batter's box is the center fielder, Dylan Broderick. As he swings at the first pitch he sees, fouling it away over the third base dugout. 0-1.
Yeah, and Broderick, another tough out for the Stallions team to get, coming in hitting .333 on the year, does have a home run to his name, and hit .326 during his last season at Pitt Johnstown.
Ofant electing to go from the windup here with the bases loaded as that pitch is flared down the left field line, and that'll kick foul. Bases loaded, 1 out. 0-2 count.
And that one just missed that third base line and almost ended up going fair, but it's just kind of in no man's land for that Stallions outfield out and left.
0-2, Disso leads from third, Wise from second, and Perry from first. Broderick swings at 3 straight pitches here as that one be flied out to deep right field. Adams will not make the throw home as that throw will be cut off by the shortstop and Alex Rodriguez, scoring the second run of this half inning. 2-0 Outlaws.
And Adams knew he had little chance to gun down that runner in Dizzo from third, but very key out for Font to get at the pitcher spot, and in a good opportunity here, still with 2 runners on for the Outlaws, just keep it at a 2-0 hole early on and let the Stallions bats quickly erase the deficit.
2 outs, runners at first and second now. Standing in will be the right fielder, Tyler Sauceville, as he looks at the first pitch he sees for a ball, 1-0. Sauceville hitting .333 on the year in his one appearance, having 1 hit in those first 3 at-bats. The 1-0. In there for a called strike as that fastball gets in on the inner half.
And Sauceville, coming over from New Haven, was listed as a pitcher by this Oneonta roster, so potentially a 2-way player for them moving forward, but right now getting the start out and right.
1-1, 2 outs. Breaking ball in on the hands for a ball, 2-1. Two outs. Runners at first and second. Ofont gets his sign, comes set. And that'll even the count here as the count is now 2-2 with 2 away. Wise, the extra hitter, leads off from second. Perry on first. The 2-2. Swung through, and that'll retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. 2-0 is the score as we head to the home half of the first inning. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Before we take a look at tonight's Stallion lineup, it is brought to you by Main Street Restaurant, voted the best Mexican restaurant in the Hudson Valley. Leading off for the Stallions and playing right field, TJ Adams. Batting second, playing center, Garrison Berkeley. Batting third and playing third base, Brandon Fish. First base in the 4-hole, Jake Scrine. DHing tonight, Colin Mackle. Batting sixth, extra hitter in Easton Bertrand. Batting seventh, playing second base, Brett Heckert. Eighth, center fielder, David Shackelford. In the 9-hole, shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. And batting 10th, behind the plate, Nico Amory. And on the mound tonight for the Oneonta Outlaws, Ethan Thompson.
Yeah, and Thompson coming over from Marist College. He had a 9 ERA during his last season there, and only came in 1 game. Only pitched 1 inning so far for Marist throughout his entire career. So looking to kind of improve on that throughout his time with the Outlaws. And when you compare the Stallions lineup to the one that they trotted out in Albany, a lot of guys that got nights off, including TJ Adams. So we'll see what the rest for this lineup can do in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Adams looks ready to go here as we take a look at the Outlaws defensively. Out in left field, Connor Cooney. Center field, Dylan Broderick. Right fielder, Tyler Sauceville. Third baseman, Devin Boone. Adams takes a look at that first pitch he sees, 1-0. Shortstop, Jeff Pierantoni. Second base, Mario Disso. At first base, Dylan Perry. And behind the dish, Christopher Balageron. As Adams chops that one over to the first base, and Perry will step on the bag himself to retire the first batter that the Outlaws see. Stepping in now will be center fielder Garrison Berkeley. Berkeley making his second appearance for the Stallions.
Yeah, Berkeley moving down from the leadoff spot where he hit in the Albany game, now moving into the 2-hole. Already made a nice catch out in center field in the top half of this inning.
Thompson gets his sign. The first pitch to Berkeley is low and away for a ball, 1-0.
You have to be curious about how the Stallions might change their approach. This is a 7-inning game, both these doubleheader games are, so already down in a 2-run hole. We'll see if the Stallions take more pitches. They didn't on that last at-bat as Adams grounded out in the second pitch.
And Berkeley looks at the second pitch he sees up above the letters, 2-0, as he quickly finds himself in a hitter's count. Thompson from the windup. Misses low here. Count 3-0 now to the Stallion center fielder. The 3-0. Misses low here as the Stallions get their first base runner of the night. Berkeley will take the trot up the 90 feet as stepping in now into the left-handed batter's box. Last time out, our MVP with that huge grand slam against Albany, third baseman Brandon Fish.
And the Stallions, they've been one of the top teams in terms of just taking pitches, and we already saw them the second batter, Garrison Berkeley, able to get on via the walk. We'll see now what Brandon Fish can do here at the 3 spot.
Thompson's first pitch to Fish will be looked at for a called strike, 0-1 now. 1 out. Runner on first is Garrison Berkeley. Thompson gets his sign. He'll come set. That pitch is popped up the third baseline in foul territory, and it will land foul. 0-2 now to Fish.
Yeah, Fish getting a lucky break there as that dropped kind of in that left field foul line. So Fish in an 0-2 hole, but Adams been one of the more aggressive base runners on this Stallions team. We'll see if he gets the green light.
0-2. Thompson checks the runner in Berkeley, and he comes set. The payoff to Fish. Breaking ball misses the strike zone high and away. 1-2 now to Fish.
And Fish upped his batting average to .384 on the year following that Albany game, as 9 RBIs and that 1 grand slam that he hit in that game as well.
Berkeley getting a walking lead over there at first base as Fish gives that one a ride deep into right field. Back goes the right fielder, and that ball is gone! The Stallions have tied it up thanks to a Brandon Fish 2-run bomb in the bottom of the first inning.
Someone's getting hot out here. Brandon Fish hitting these third Stallions home run, the first home run at Cantine Field on the year. And after falling behind early in the top of the first, it's quickly tied up at 2.
What a great piece of hitting there with 2 strikes. Fish able to give that one a ride as Sauceville out there in right field couldn't do much but look up and watch it go. 2-2 ball game now here at Cantine Field. Brand new game, is stepping in now will be the first baseman, Jake Scrine.
Just like that, Brandon Fish going to take the team lead for home runs this year, the only Stallion with multiple home runs on the year.
That's a great piece of hitting right there from Fish as Scrine swings at the first pitch he sees, fouling that one straight back.
And Scrine, the other Stallion with a home run so far on the year, he's been a very consistent hitter coming over from Indiana University and hitting .411 to open up the season.
When you're hot, and that's what these 3- and 4-hole hitters are for this Stallions lineup. The 0-1 to Scrine. That ball is beat into the ground to the third baseman, and Boone, he checks the ball, throws it across the diamond for the second out of the inning, retiring Scrine.
Yeah, Boone wasting no time on that pickup from third. Could have let that one drop on a bounce. He had a good amount of time to get out. Scrine running over to first, but Outlaws now have 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and it'll bring up another guy who kind of got the day off in the Albany game in Colin Mackel.
Yeah, well rested is the designated hitter off the left-handed batter's box, Colin Mackel. First pitch to Mackel is a breaking ball that misses the strike zone, up and away again, 1-0. 2 outs, 2-2 ball game, thanks to that blast from Brandon Fish just a few moments ago. The 1-0. In there on the outer half for a called strike, 1-1 now.
Yeah, Mackel kind of a slower start to open up the year, but he's really been picking it up as of late, average jumping up to 178. Had a triple a couple of games ago as well, so he's really had a lot of power, or he's starting to show that power.
Mackel pops that one up into foul territory. It's Perry unable to handle that one, giving the Stallions new life here, moving the count to 1-2 now.
And Perry just unable to track that one. There's no sun out here in Saugerties, New York today, so the job a little bit easier for these infielders, but still just unable to track it.
Very overcast, very cloudy here today. Definitely quite windy up there as we get above the tree line. Perry unable to handle that one. 1-2, 2 outs. Mackel pops that one straight up again over the third base dugout. And that'll be a foul ball. 1-2 as Mackel continues to battle here. A couple of defensive swings, just trying to get his pitch to give a ride and keep this Stallion first inning alive here.
Yeah, Mackel just off with his timing early on here, seeing back-to-back pop-ups, just trying to stay alive. You mentioned defensive swings. Now just trying to put one in play.
Thompson gets his sign, who comes set. And that ball is hit hard on the ground for a base hit into right field as Mackel gets himself aboard here with 2 away.
No problems with his timing there from Colin Mackel, and able to keep the inning alive for your Saugerties Stallions and bring up Easton Bertrand, another relatively new member to the Stallions.
Yeah, Bertrand, the extra hitter today, stepping in the right-handed batter's box. Mackel gets his lead from first. Thompson checks him, comes set. First pitch to Bertrand is lined into center field for a base hit. Mackel will hold at second base as Bertrand collects his first hit as a Stallion.
The Stallions have been one of the better teams in the league when it comes to 2-out hitting, and we're starting to see it now with back-to-back singles with 2 outs in this first inning, and just trying to take the lead now with a runner now in scoring position in Colin Mackel.
Stepping in now will be the second baseman, Brett Heckert. Heckert, a senior out of Allegheny University. First pitch to Heckert. Low and away for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, and with Evan Goforth's arrival to the team just a couple days ago, we've seen less and less of Brett Heckert making his first start in quite some time over at second base. So we'll see how Colin Martin kind of approaches that second base position moving forward, because Goforth not in the lineup today.
The 1-0 to Heckert. As Thompson checks the runner, calls time there. Yeah, very competitive lineup here in Saugerties, as these guys are going to be competing not only with the team on the other dugout, but with each other, which just makes for better baseball from each of these guys as they get the best out of one another. Mackel leads off from second. Bertrand from first. The 1-0 from Thompson skips in there for a ball. 2-0 now to Heckert.
Yeah, we talk about the competitiveness. That's probably one of the main reasons why we've seen the addition of that 10th man in the lineup. Just more bodies to go around, more people that need playing time. So we've seen just 2 completely different lineups from today and the Albany game a few days ago.
Needing it and Stallions wanting it, as some of these guys are just continuing to find the big part of the bat. 2-0 is in there for a called strike to the Stallions second baseman. 2-1 now with 2 away. Thompson quickly towing the rubber, trying to get his sign, finding himself in a rhythm here as he'll come set. Checks the runner once in Mackel. 2-1. Fouled off into the first base bleachers. Count even now 2-2.
Yeah, and Heckert in big need of a hit here, just to kind of turn his season around. 4 for 18 to open up the year. It's a .222 batting average.
Today's as good a time as any to get the ball rolling for himself, that's for sure. Heckert steps in the box. Thompson gets his sign. The 2-2 from Thompson. And that ball is driven out to deep center field. Back goes the center fielder, and he will jump up and make a great catch. Dylan Broderick saving a couple more Stallions runs as we end the inning there. We have 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base as Brandon Fish ties this one up 2-2. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We will be right back after this. This one too. I love it. Finally. Ready? I'm gonna do an ad read. 3, 2. And welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Kyle McMullen joining me is Logan Barandis as we head to the top half of the second inning. Brought to you by Diamond Mills, world-class amenities and refined luxury. Stepping in for this top of the inning with the 2-2 tie will be the shortstop, Jeff Piratoni.
And Piratoni coming over from Yale, the rising junior, hit only 156 with 5 RBIs during the year.
Piratoni swings at the first pitch. He sees his Scrine will make the play over at first, calling off the pitcher Oneonta, taking it himself. 1 out, 1 pitch. Very quick work there. As stepping in will be the catcher for the Outlaws, Christopher Balarjan.
Yeah, that was a risky decision from Scrine to take that one in himself. As Piratoni, he's got some wheels on him, and Oneonta looked like he had a beat to get over there at the pitcher's spot, but Scrine just able to make it in himself.
First pitch from Oneonta will be a called strike, 0-1. Oneonta quickly getting back on the mound, getting his sign from Amory. The 0-1 misses low here for a ball, 1-1.
And Chris Balarjan coming over from Holy Cross University, hitting 263 over the year, getting the nod at the catcher spot today.
In there for a called strike, 1-2 now to the Outlaw catcher.
Yeah, it looks like Oneonta, after his first inning as a Stallion, really working quickly here on these hitters, and really after allowing those back-to-back walks, Oneonta's really looked a lot better after that, as he did allow those 2 hits, but other than that, he has been rolling so far.
Absolutely, as he seems to be getting a little bit more comfortable as this one goes on. The 1-2 skipped in for a ball, 2-2, as that one will be fouled away up the first baseline, as the catcher will stay alive here. 2-2, 1 out.
Yeah, and Oneonta's been able to work up to 2 strike counts through most of these hitters, only has 1 strikeout to show for it. So looking to do a better job in finishing off these Outlaw hitters early on in this game.
That one skips in for a ball, bringing the count full now, 3-2. Three and 2, 1 out. Oneonta delivers, misses high and away. Ball 4, putting on a runner with 1 away here.
Yeah, and that's the third walk allowed so far by Afont. The other two players from Oneonta to get on via walk came around to score, so Afont looking to avoid or looking to try and prevent that from happening this time around, now facing the number 10 hitter in the lineup.
Standing in will be the left fielder, Connor Cooney, rounding out this Oneonta lineup. First pitch in there for a called strike to Cooney as the catcher leads off from first base, and Chris Balageron gets a pretty aggressive lead over there. Font checks the runner and he'll throw over, thinking exactly as I was there. Safely sliding back in is the catcher, Balageron.
And it's a Holy Cross connection right there for Oneonta, as Balageron comes from Holy Cross, and so does Cooney. So we'll see what magic that can provide for this Outlaws team.
That pitch fouled away here, 0-2, as the left fielder quickly finds himself in a hole. And Ofont very wary of some of the speed over on first base as he varied his looks there, giving him 3 or 4 different nods. Ofont gets his sign, delivers the 0-2. Just misses here, the fastball away. Count now 1-2 with 1 out.
And Amory framed that one well at the catcher spot, but just missing on that inside corner according to the umpire.
Ofont comes set. Check swing, ground ball to Heckert. Be tough to turn this one. 4-6, and safe over at first base is the runner in Cooney. Just a good effort there from Heckert to be able to get that lead runner. And 2 away now here. Stepping in is the third baseman and leadoff hitter for the Outlaws, Devin Boone.
Yeah, and that one was really a combination of just the check swing being rolled a little bit too slowly and Heckert not acting quickly enough to kind of lob that one over to Rodriguez at shortstop. It was really tough to turn a double play regardless, but good job by the Stallions. They'd be able to get that lead runner out in Balageron.
Boone will look at the first pitch he sees for a ball, 1-0. Cooney over there at first gets a very aggressive lead, and Ofont catches him napping, retiring the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base thanks to Ofont's quick-witted pickoff move over there at first base. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We're tied at 2 as we head to the home half of the second right after this.
Right when I saw Keenan, I was thinking if he catches him, because he took like very slow, like extra steps. I was like, if he catches him in between those steps, he'll be able to get him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I did. He got on the hook. It is just he walked out. He has what happened to him?
Do you know anything else that catches him?
Welcome back to Saugerties Stallions baseball as we head to the home half of the second. Score tied up at 2-2 here as the Stallions left fielder David Shackelford will be leading off this half of the inning. This half is also brought to you by Sawyer Savings. Local banking is banking made easier. And by Steyer's, celebrating over 50 years of keeping you on the road.
And Shackelford going to lead off this inning here for the Stallions. He's another guy who kind of got the night off with some new Stallions making their way to the team in that Albany win. He's been bouncing around the outfield a bunch so far this season. Today, going to get the start at left.
Thompson from the windup, the first offering to Shackelford. A ball low and away as that one skips into the catcher, Balajarin.
And the Stallions were seeing the ball well towards the end of that first inning. They were getting some solid contact. Of course, you had the Brandon Fish home run, but even that Brett Heckert flyout out towards center field.
As Shaq will line that one over the third baseman's head for a base hit, and he takes a very aggressive turn from first base, and he'll get in there on second base as the Stallions get themselves a leadoff runner in scoring position here. That's some heads-up base running right there from the Stallion left fielder.
How about Shackelford showing some aggressiveness on the base paths, and he's able to get himself into second base and provide the Stallions with an early runner in scoring position for Rodriguez, who has really found himself kind of bouncing around the lineup this year. It's kind of been like you got to catch them all with Rodriguez playing all around in the lineup today, hitting at the number 9 spot.
Shortstop Alex Rodriguez waits his first pitch from Thompson, in there for a called strike. And you mentioned it, he's been bouncing around this lineup quite a bit, but most consistent that we've seen him has been out at shortstop and the base running. A great defensive player and a really, really smart heads-up base runner for the Stallions. As Rodriguez will call time here, and they will reset.
And so far, A-Rod, he's hit leadoff. He's hit in the 5 spot, the 6 spot, 7, 8, and 10 before this, now number 9 today.
Thompson gets his sign, comes set, checks the runner in Shackelford. The 0-1. Ball low on the shins, count even here now at 1-1 to the Stallion shortstop.
And after his 4-hit game over at Mohawk Valley a few days ago, he's really struggled to kind of follow that up. He's had a few hitless games, including in the Albany game the last time the Stallions played, so looking to snap that hitless streak.
The 1-1. Fanned at with a very defensive swing, fouling that straight back is Rodriguez.
And A-Rod just getting under that swing, and it was definitely more of a defensive swing as he finds himself in a 2-strike count.
Shackelford gets his lead. Second baseman Mario Disso playing very close to that second base bag. Playing a little bit of a shift, but really holding that speedster Shackelford close to that second base bag. No outs, 1-2 to Rodriguez. Payoff. Breaking ball is bounced over to third base there as Boone makes the high throw, just getting Rodriguez up that first baseline. 1 away now.
Yeah, nice work by Boone to be able to hold that lead runner, and Shackelford didn't throw the ball until he saw Shackelford sliding back into second base. So Shack unable to advance there, an unproductive out for A-Rod.
Standing in, catcher number 33, Nico Amory. He gives the pitcher that familiar bat point, letting him know, mano y mano, you versus me. Thompson checks the runner in Shackelford at second. The first pitch to Amory is bounced into that shortstop hole. Shack had to hold to make sure that one got through as he'll get into third base easily. Runners at the corners now with 1 away, thanks to the base hit from the catcher, Nico Amory.
And welcome to Saugerties, Nico Amory getting his first hit as a member of the Stallions. It's only his second game as he had an offer in his only other game against Mohawk Valley, so getting himself in the hit column for the first time this year. And if it was hit really anywhere else, that probably would have brought in Shackelford over at third.
Runners at the corners now for the Stallion right fielder, TJ Adams. 1 away. Thompson's first pitch to Adams is lined out into shallow left field, and that'll fall in for a base hit, scoring Shackelford easily, giving the Stallions the 3-2 lead in the home half of the second. Great piece of hitting there as Adams jumps on the first pitch he sees, giving the Stallions their first lead of the night. As time is called, and Oneonta will take a trip to the mound from the pitching coach.
Yeah, and the aggressiveness at the plate for the Stallions been paying off recently, and Adams jumping on that very first pitch. and he gave that one a ride out towards left field, and Shackelford didn't run right away. He was holding at the bag all the way and immediately sprinted off once he saw that ball hit the ground. So Stallions jumping out to their first lead on the day, and that's their 6th hit, and we're not even through the 2nd inning.
Yeah, again, a great piece of hitting from the last 2 batters that we saw in the catcher Amory, who is now on second base in scoring position. TJ Adams leading off from first base with that great RBI single, scoring the left fielder David Shackelford.
And that was a really big chance for Saugerties to jump all over this pitcher in Thompson. We're heading into that middle of the Stallions lineup. Garrison Berkeley, the number 2 hitter, coming up, and then the man with the really hot bat right now, Brandon Fish, sitting on deck.
Very dangerous part of the lineup that the Oneonta Outlaws are coming to face here. Center fielder Garrison Berkeley will step in for his 2nd at-bat of the evening. Amory gets his lead off second. Adams from first. First pitch to Berkeley is grounded back to the pitcher's mound. Thompson, he'll throw it over to second for 1. Over to first base. Will catch Berkeley by half a step as the side is retired. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We head to the top of the 3rd. Your Stallions leading 3-2. You're listening to Stallions Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We will be right back after this.
Let's say call for 2. Alright, ready?
Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Tonight's action is brought to you in part by Rip Van Winkle Country Club. Bring your swing to the Rip. As we head to the top of the 3rd inning, Oneonta still on the mound for the Stallions. Stepping in still is Devin Boone, the leadoff hitter, 3rd baseman, as his at-bat was cut short last inning thanks to the Oneonta pickoff move, catching the left fielder Connor Cooney napping.
And Oneonta working with the lead for the first time in this one. At
first pitch swinging here is this Oneonta 3rd baseman. That'll be a base hit into left field. Standing in now, 2nd baseman Mario Disso for the Outlaws.
And that one was given a rip out towards that left field side, and Boone, he's reached base in his first 2 at-bats so far.
Oneonta checks the runner, and Boone over there at first base sliding back in head first.
Yeah, and Boone has that 1 stolen base so far for either side in this one. He was able to advance to second.
Boone gets his lead off first. Oneonta's first offering to Disso is fouled up that first baseline, pull side from the lefty.
And the Outlaws wasting no time attacking on Oneonta so far here in this 3rd inning, looking to retake the lead. And we'll see, this is only a 7-inning game, so we'll see just how long Colin Martin is willing to leave Oneonta out there in his first Stallion start.
Oneonta checks the runner, and Boone gets his sign from Amory. Comes set. There goes the runner, and that pitch is grounded to short. A-Rod will be able to make the play over at second base, but the speedster and Disso will get up the 90 feet as A-Rod was able to make the heads-up tag of second base, giving the Stallions the first out of the inning, retiring Boone. Stepping in now will be the designated hitter, Evan Keegan.
Yeah, and that was a call that really could have gone either way at second base. Rodriguez tried to make as quick of a turn as he could over at second with the runner and Boone trying to steal. He was just able to get there, but lost the ball in the transition, so Dizzo able to make it safely over at first.
Dizzo gets his lead from first. Ofont's first offering to Keegan is fouled straight back into the catcher's mitt of Emery. Count 0-1.
And Keegan had a loud fly out to right in his first at bat, so he's 0 for 1 and looking to do a better job with runners in scoring position this time around.
The big righty at the very front of the box, and Ofont will throw over and get Disso napping off first base for the second pickoff of the evening. Disso trying to head back in without the slide, slips off the first base bag, and the third base coach for the Outlaws quickly runs over across the diamond to have a quick conversation with the infield umpire.
Yeah, and and Dizzo was just too far off that first base bag, and he came in standing, just kind of ran a little too far. Third base coach now going back to his respective spot, but now the second pickoff we've seen from Ofont in his first start.
Yeah, it's a really, really quick move from Ofont, getting already, as you said, Logan, 2 runners caught on the bases already. The 0-1 is fouled over the first base stands. 0-2 finds the designated hitter, Keegan.
And Ofont's pitch count only at 27 pitches, almost done with this third inning, so he's looking really sharp. He's looking even sharper when there's runners on base.
Pitch is a ball 1-2 low to the designated hitter. Ofont from the windup, and that one is fouled over into that first base dugout as Keegan battles here with 2 strikes.
And Keegan, a very potent hitter for the Outlaws so far this year, hitting .294. And he's showing why, just with the aggressiveness with 2 strikes in this at-bat, has fouled off a couple here against Ofont.
The 1-2 is grounded to the shortstop, Rodriguez. He fields it cleanly, throws over to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as we move to the bottom of the third inning. Your Stallions leading 3-2. You're listening to Stallions Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
Boogity, boogity, boo, let's go race 'em.
Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. You're listening to Stallion Baseball, brought to you by Jolly Cow. The Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream. Stepping in now is the red-hot third baseman, Brandon Fish, who, if you remember, hit that huge 2-run home run in the bottom of the first inning, scoring Berkeley, giving the Stallions that 2-2 tie early on.
And that home run out into right field didn't go as far as the one hit in Albany, but still went far nonetheless. The first home run hit here at Canton Field so far on the year.
Fish will look at that first pitch strike, as we definitely knew with both of those home runs that those balls were going to find their way over the fence. Loud cracks at the bat from Fish. The 0-1 misses low and away for a ball, evening the count now, 1-1.
And right now, no action in this Outlaws bullpen, which is surprising considering that the Stallions have 6 hits so far.
Fish beats that one into the ground, and Thompson unable to make the play there, as Fish will get in there for an infield single.
Yeah, make that 7 hits, as it looks like right when Thompson was about to pick up that ball, it took a weird bounce over to the left, which kind of threw off Thompson's lane to pick that ball up, and Brandon Fish getting on with a leadoff single.
Fish continue to swing that hot bat. So he didn't get that one out of the infield, but when you're hot, you're hot. And stepping in now will be the first baseman, Jake Scrine. Thompson gathers himself on the mound here, out of the stretch with the runner on, and Fish leading off from first base. First pitch to Scrine will be popped up into shallow center field. The shortstop calls off the second baseman and Disso, and that ball will fall. Unfortunately for the Stallions, Fish had to tag up as that ball fell into no man's land, and the shortstop, Impure Antonio, is able to throw out Fish at second base with the pitcher, Ethan Thompson, covering that second base bag.
Yeah, and a big break there for the Outlaws, as just immediately after kind of losing that pop-up in the air, they were able to quickly get the out at second at Brandon Fish. I mean, nothing you can really do there if you're Fish. He had a decent lead. You know, you go up halfway. That's what you're taught in a fly ball.
Mackel swings at the first pitch. He sees grounding it hard to the second baseman and Disso, and he'll make the throw over to second base, just barely getting the first baseman, Jake Scrine, at second base. Stallions 2 outs now. Mackel leading off from first base. Stepping in now is the extra hitter, Easton Bertrand. Now, the ball didn't find any grass anywhere, but Mackel was able to square that one up, find some solid wood there. So that's signs of good things to come out of Mackel, as Thompson will throw over to check in on the runner, and Mackel, nothing doing.
Yeah, Mackel had, in his prior games, has struggled to reach base most of the time. So just to be able to reach base in his first 2 at-bats on that fielder's choice right there, and then the single back in the first, it's definitely a positive sign for someone looking to turn things around, and we'll see if that eventually is the catalyst to a big hot streak down the line.
Thompson really wary of Mackel over at first base, as he'll throw over 3 times in a row. Bertrand hasn't seen a single pitch yet, as he's getting a little antsy in the box.
Yeah, Mackel has to get down and dirty on over at that first base path there, as you mentioned, 3 times having to throw over.
Mackel unfazed as he gets exactly the same lead over there at first base. Bertrand swinging and missing at the first pitch he sees. 0-1's the count with 2 away.
Yeah, and Bertrand ripped a nice single on his last at-bat. Was his first hit as a Stallion so far on the year. Now 1 for 6, as Mackel again having to dive back.
Thompson really, really concerned with the aggressive base running of the Stallions roster, trying to keep that runner off second base with 2 outs. And that pitch is fouled straight into the catcher's mitt of Balajaran, as Bertrand quickly finds himself in a hole. 0-2.
And the Stallions haven't been as aggressive as we've seen compared to past games. No stolen base attempts so far on the day compared to Oneonta's 1, and we're almost halfway through this one in the 7-inning game.
Thompson gets his sign. 0-2 to Bertrand. Mackel leads off first. Oneonta starting pitcher comes set. The 0-2. Breaking ball will be fouled up into that first base bleacher, as Bertrand battles here, staying alive with 2 away. Mackel, designated hitter, leads off first as he goes there. Pitch skips in for a ball, 1-2. Mackel in there standing up with a Stallion stolen bag.
And the perfect pitch to run on for Mackel as that one hit the dirt off the arm of Thompson, and just no chance to gun down Mackel, who had a great jump out of that first base bag and stayed aggressive despite all those pickoff attempts.
Great jump indeed as third base coach Adam Cray gives Mackel the credit where it is due. 2 outs. The speedster in Mackel leads off second base, getting himself a healthy lead. The payoff pitch to Bertrand as Mackel is dancing off that second base bag. Thompson very concerned about it. He'll check him twice. The payoff is fouled straight back into the netting. 0-2 as Bertrand continues to fight here. The Stallion extra hitter finds himself in a hole, but he seems unwavered. Thompson will step off and reassess. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Thompson checks Mackel. The 0-2 is flied out into deep left field. Back goes Cooney, and he will make the play, retiring the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base as the Stallions move to the top of the 4th with the 3-2 lead. You're listening to Saugerties Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We will be right back after this.
Could you do me a favor and give me a water, please? Thank you. Huh? Not half. I'll have it. Well, more than you would. Yeah. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, Raymer. Yeah. Water out. All right, you ready? You got it. I'm gonna do it now. Ready? Yeah. We got it.
Welcome back to Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Standing in for the Outlaws is the extra hitter, Ryan Wise. Oneonta continues to deal from that Stallion mound as the first pitch Wise sees is grounded over to the second baseman, Heckert, and he throws that one away up the first baseline, giving the Outlaws a base runner here.
And that one's just inexcusable from Heckert. Had all the time in the world, was perfect in picking up that ground ball, and then just sailed it well wide to the left. And definite E4 there for the Stallions. And none of these innings have been clean for Oneonta. He's had back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, but had runners reach base in both of them. So we'll see now how he can work here.
The first baseman, Dylan Perry, lines that one, the first pitch that he sees, over the right field line. And Wise will make the turn around second and stand up at third base, giving the Outlaws some dangerous runners in scoring position. First and third with no outs, and standing in now will be Dylan Broderick, the center fielder.
Yeah, and it's really tough to blame Oneonta for the situation that he finds himself in now, runners at the corners, but now kind of tasked with getting out of yet another jam here, and Broderick drove in one of the Oneonta runs before with a sacrifice fly. Now see if he can find similar luck here.
Oneonta comes set, runners at the corners. First pitch Broderick sees is flown out to deep center field. Back goes Berkeley as that ball one hops the base of the wall, scoring Wise easily. And in there standing up at second and third are Broderick and Perry. RBI double from Broderick, swinging at the very first pitch he sees. These Outlaws are jumping on these first pitch fastballs from Oneonta.
Yeah, they really are, and that one could have easily gone out in center field, but just came up short on the 390 sign, and definitely going to help out Oneonta here, but now still has 2 runners in scoring position to deal with.
Standing in, right fielder Tyler Sauceville as he takes a mighty hack at the very first pitch he sees. 0-1. Oneonta coming out of the windup now with runners on second and third. No away. Second pitch is skipped for a ball as Amory has to block that one on a knee. 1-1's the count. Score 3-3 here in the top of the fourth, thanks to the RBI double from Broderick. That pitch misses just low and away. 2-1 now to the Outlaw right fielder. Oneonta from the windup, 2-1. Fouled straight back into the netting, evening the count here, 2-2.
And Sawsville, the only strikeout victim of the day for Oneonta, now find himself in a 2-strike count against him again.
3-3, no outs. Runners at second and third, and the 2-2 from Oneonta is bounced in there for a swinging strike 3. Emery checks the runner over at third, fires down the first base line to Jake Skrine, getting the first out of the inning with the strikeout, the second strikeout of the evening for Oneonta. And standing in now will be the shortstop, Jeff Pierantoni, another left-handed hitter from this Outlaw lineup.
A very lefty-reliant lineup. That was a huge out to get for Oneonta, doing it on his own with a strikeout.
1 out, runners at second and third as he lines that one just out of the outstretched glove of Rodriguez at shortstop. That ball thrown into the infield from Berkeley. Skrine will cut it off, keeping the runners at the corners here, giving the Outlaws the 1-run 4-3 lead in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, and that play was going to be a tough one for A-Rod to make, and he almost made it, just trying to stretch his glove as much as he could at the shortstop position, but the Outlaws going to retake the lead here, and Colin Martin going to come out to the mound. That's going to be all for Oneonta in his debut.
Yeah, time is called here as Colin Martin will make that long walk out to the mound. Gets the ball from Oneonta. Who's coming in for relief? You'll find out right after this. Broderick over to third.
Number 44 from Bucknell, Bryce Reamer.
Welcome back to Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We have a new pitcher, as that call to the bullpen was brought to you by Dallas Hot Wieners, bringing the hot sauce out of the bullpen. The left-hander, Bryce Raymer, will stand in now, making his third appearance for the Stallions. What can you tell me about him, Logan?
Well, Remmer going to make his first appearance since the Glens Falls outing back on June 9th. He pitched 3 innings in that game, allowed just 1 hit on 4 strikeouts, and got the win in that one as well. He's 1-1 so far on the year.
Runner goes, called strike, throw to second, not in time, as the double steal pays off for the Outlaws, scoring that runner from third base in Broderick. Some heads-up baseball there. First pitch that Raymer throws, the first and third steal on early.
Yeah, the Outlaws wasting no time. That was a very aggressive decision by the base runners there, and Heckert's throw could have come a little bit quicker, but it was a very bang-bang play out at home.
Catcher for the Outlaws, Christopher Balajarin, will take the second pitch he sees for a ball. 1-1 is the count now, as the runner on second in Pierre Antoni gets his lead. 1 away. That pitch is lined out to right field for a base hit. TJ Adams comes up firing. The throw home is cut off and not in time, as the Outlaws get their 4th run of this inning, giving them the 6-3 lead.
Yeah, and you could make the argument if that ball wasn't cut off, it would have been a much closer play at home. But nonetheless, another run crossing for the Outlaws, and they've been aggressive, not only in the base paths like we saw in that last play, but at the plate, attacking these pitchers early. And it's been 4 runs here in the 4th. 5 of them been allowed by the starter in a font.
Standing in now, left fielder Connor Cooney. As he swings at the first pitch, he sees grounding it over to the second baseman in Heckert, who comes across his body, making the play for the second out.
Yeah, and that has to feel good. Getting a little bit of redemption if you're Brett Heckert, being able to convert on that ground out hit in your direction after the error earlier on in this inning. But there's still 2 outs and a runner in scoring position here for the Outlaws.
Standing in now, third baseman and leadoff hitter for the Outlaws, number 5, Devin Boone. Raymer comes set as he checks back in the runner in Balajarin from second base, throwing a first pitch off speed in there for a called strike. 0-1. Looked like a slider to start off the third baseman. Raymer gets a sign from Amory, checks the runner at second base. The 0-1 ball, as Raymer can't find the strike zone with that one. 1-1. Four runs already across this half inning. The Outlaws still have a runner in scoring position with 2 away here. And Raymer misses with that pitch. 2-1 now to the Outlaw third baseman.
You're really trying to work in these off-speed pitches and has found varying success in terms of getting them in the strike zone.
That pitch is flared into shallow center field. Crashing in is Berkeley as he makes the play, retiring the side. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. We head to the home half of the 4th inning. The Stallions down 6-3. You're listening to Stallions Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Stallions Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth, brought to you by Suncommon, a solar company with a purpose beyond profit. We head to the home half of the fourth inning. Stallions trailing here 6-3. Standing in will be the Stallions' second baseman, Brett Heckert.
And this has been the biggest deficit the Stallions have found themselves in so far in this game. And Heckert, partially of the reason why, as he had that error in the top half of the inning, now looking to make up for that error on the offensive side.
All you can do is keep one foot in front of the other as Heckert looks at the first pitch he sees for a ball, 1-0. 2-0's the count now as Outlaw pitcher Ethan Thompson is on the bump for his fourth inning of work. And just a reminder, folks, this is the first game of a two-game doubleheader, 7 innings apiece. The 2-0 to Heckert is grounded to shortstop. Pierre Antoni makes the play, retiring Heckert for the first out now. Standing in will be the left fielder, number 55, David Shackelford.
And Shackelford was able to leg out a double in his last at-bat, and the Stallions' offense in the first 2 innings did a great job of really capitalizing off Ethan Thompson. He's allowed 7 hits and 3 runs, but weren't able to tack across anything in the third, and this may be their last shot to do it this inning as the Oneonta bullpen is seeing some action.
Thompson skips that one in front of home plate. Shackelford will take it in for a ball, 1-0. Thompson delivers the 1-0. That misses for a ball low, 2-0 now to the Stallion left fielder. 6-3. Stallions trailing here. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2-0 to the left fielder. The pitch, and that ball is beat into the ground. Shortstop Pierre Antoni comes across the body and making that play over to first base. 2 outs now here for the Stallions. Standing in will be the shortstop, number 7, Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, back-to-back hits to the shortstop to open up this bottom of the fourth inning. The Stallions not working the count as much as they did early on in the game against Thompson. Rodriguez in his last at-bat, he also grounded out to the shortstop.
Thompson from the windup. The first offering to Rodriguez is fouled straight back into the netting, 0-1. As A-Rod tries to jump on the first pitch he sees here. Stallion shortstop back in the box. Thompson from the windup, the 0-1 for a ball low, 1-1 now with 2 away. The 1-1 from Thompson. Misses again low here for a ball, 2-1, as Balajon unable to handle that fastball trickling underneath his legs.
And Thompson just consistently missing low early on in these counts against the Stallion hitters, and we've seen a good eye for most of these hitters as they've been able to lay off that low pitch. Rodriguez just missing high there.
Yeah, Thompson climbing the ladder a bit there, getting Rodriguez to chase on that fastball up at the letters. Count even here now at 2-2 with 2 away. Payoff from Thompson. A-Rod able to foul that one off, staying alive, keeping the Stallions home half of the fourth inning alive here. Catcher Nico Amory in the on-deck circle. As you said it earlier, there's a little bit of action in that Oneonta bullpen as the lefty gets loose. Thompson will step off here, reassess. The 2-2 to Rodriguez, and that ball is grounded over to the third baseman, Boone. He'll throw across the diamond, barely getting the speedster Rodriguez, retiring the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We head to the top of the fifth inning. Stallions leading 6-3. We'll be right back from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
That's just aggravating. Do you have when Raymer came in last season? So, Belazern or whatever? Okay. So we got font 3.1. 6 runs, 5 earned. Alright, you ready?
Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth in beautiful Saugerties, New York. You're listening to Stallions baseball as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Your Stallions are trailing here 6-3. Stepping in now, the second baseman, Mario Disso. First pitch he sees is grounded over to third base. Fish able to cut off A-Rod, retiring the first batter on the first pitch thrown by the lefty Bryce Raymer. One away here.
That's now 5 combined groundouts from both these sides here. Just can't get the ball in the air right now against Raymer and Thompson. So we'll see how long this interesting streak lasts.
The big righty designated hitter Evan Keegan will step in now. So far 0 for 2 on the evening. First opportunity for Raymer to face Keegan here. His first pitch is in there for a called strike, waist high, 0-1.
Yeah, and Keegan 0 for 2 so far out of this 3 holes, flied out and grounded out so far in this one.
0-1 check swing, doesn't matter as it's a called strike. 0-2 is the count.
And Keegan, coming over from Castleton University, led the team, or second on the team in RBIs last year with 24.
Raymer from the windup will get Keegan swinging on that great slider there. 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Standing in now will be the extra hitter, Ryan Wise.
Yeah, this has been just the start you're looking for the Stallions pitching staff. Just a quick start to this inning following that 4-run spot that the Outlaws were able to put up back in the 4th.
And what a great pitch from Raymer there, just getting Keegan completely off balance on that 0-2 breaking ball, as Wise will look in at a first pitch fastball for a called strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Wise was the first hitter to bat in the last inning, was able to get on via that Brett Heckard error at second base.
Check swing. Yes, he went, says the first base umpire, as Wise quickly finds himself in a 0-2 hole. Raymer quickly towing the rubber from the windup. The 0-2 bounces here as Wise believes that he was in fact hit by that pitch as home plate umpire signals to first base. Very unfortunate there for the Stallions.
Looks like that one just kind of caught him on that front foot, and that little contact was all that Wise needed to get back on base and potentially start a little 2-out rally here for the Outlaws and extend their lead.
Stepping in now is the Oneonta first baseman Dylan Perry, who last time up had a single and would later come around to score. The lefty-lefty matchup begins here as Raymer throws it in on the hands of Perry for a ball, 1-0. Raymer checks the runner over at first base and Wise. The 1-0 in there for a called strike, evening the count now, 1-1. 2 outs, 6-3. Oneonta leads the Stallions here in the top of the 5th inning. The second pitcher of the evening, left-hander Bryce Raymer, is on the mound here now as he throws in a ball 2-1 to the Oneonta first baseman and 5-hole hitter. Reimer comes set, checks the runner over at first, the 2-1, and that pitch is popped up to the second baseman, Brett Heckert, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left on base via the hit by pitch. Stallions trail 6-3 as we head to the home half of the 5th inning. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We will be right back after this.
Not bad. Looks like they're going to try and preserve that bullpen as long as they can for the second game. But I imagine right when he gets into any trouble, yeah. I mean, he's done a lot of pitches this one. Has to. Yeah. Someone just show me how to do this. Go on with the schedule. Okay. And then just click on our game. Just take a minute probably to do all that. I already have it.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning, for the Stallions, it's the catcher, number 33, Nico Amory.
Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth in beautiful Saugerties, New York. We head to the home half of this 7-inning doubleheader. In the 5th inning now will be catcher Nico Amory leading off for the Stallions.
And Amory was able to get on via a single and was only at bat so far in this one. That was his first hit as a member of the Saugerties Stallions. So we'll see now what he can do in the leadoff spot against Ethan Thompson, who's back out for inning number 5.
Amory, as you said, looks into the first pitch he sees for a ball, 1-0. Second pitch misses low again here, 2-0, as the Stallion catcher finds himself in a hitter's count, 2-0.
Yeah, we've seen action going in the Oneonta bullpen for the past couple innings now. Thompson's pitch count in the high 50s.
That pitch is hit on a rope over to the second baseman in Mario Disso as he is able to make the play over at first base, retiring the Stallion catcher. Moving us to the leadoff hitter now, right fielder TJ Adams.
Yeah, Adams hasn't gotten a chance to bat since the 2nd inning where he hit a single for his only hit on the day. And it's been 4 straight ground outs for the Stallions going back to last inning.
Adams pops that one into shallow right field, and that will be caught out there from Tyler Sauceville, retiring the Stallions' second hitter in a row of this half inning. Standing in now, number 3, Garrison Berkeley, the Stallions center fielder.
Well, that'll end the ground out streak the Stallions have been on, but still looking to get back in the hit column. Haven't gotten their last hit since Brandon Fish in the 3rd inning when he led that inning off. He stands on deck.
Berkeley looks at a first pitch fastball, called strike at the knees here, 0-1 with 2 away. Thompson from the windup, the 0-1. And that pitch is ripped down the third baseline, foul, as Berkeley, the center fielder, quickly finds himself in a hole now, 0-2.
And Berkeley's 0 for 1 so far today, hit into a double play in his last at-bat and also walked back in the 1st.
Yeah, part of that 2 RBI home run from Fish in that 1st inning was Berkeley. The 0-2 from Thompson. And that bounces for a ball, 1-2 now. As the center fielder for the Stallions is not fooled by that 0-2 breaking ball. Action remains consistent in that Oneonta bullpen as the lefty continues to get warmed up. You have to imagine that if Thompson does in fact find himself in any trouble, that call will in fact be made over there. The 1-2 to the center fielder is bounced over to the second baseman. Charging in is Disso as he flips it over to first base with the glove, retiring the side. Nice play there from the Outlaw second baseman. No runs, no hits, no errors. We move to the top of the 6th inning. Your Stallions still trail 6-3. You're listening to Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this.
These bats just, they don't do a roll like every time. It's like the rip is coming out of it. A lot of barrels finding bats, but last few for the, I think the Stallions are just swinging at some pitches they just shouldn't do. You ready? We're gonna do an ad. Stella?
Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth in beautiful Saugerties, New York. The top of the 6th inning is brought to you by Stella Artois. Grab an ice cold Stella at the Stallions watering trough. And Steyer's, celebrating over 50 years of keeping you on the road. Leading off the top half of the 6th inning for the Oneonta Outlaws will be the center fielder, Dylan Broderick. Raymer on the mound for his 3rd inning of work, 2nd full, as Broderick looks at a first pitch for a ball low, 1-0. Lefty gets his sign. Broderick offers at that one, but misses again low and away here for a ball, 2-0.
And Broderick's been really consistent at the plate so far today as a double and sacrifice fly so far. He's been a part of both of the Outlaws' scoring innings.
A pitch misses again low here for a ball, 3-0 to the Outlaw center fielder. Raymer takes a deep breath on the back of the rubber. He'll tow it now, gets a sign from Amory. The 3-0. In there for a called strike, 3-1, as Raymer took a little bit off of that one, just trying to find the strike zone there.
He was able to do so just finding that lower part, but just anything something at this point.
The 3-1 is fouled off on the check swing from the center fielder, bringing the count full now, 3-2.
And great job from Remmer to battle back in this at-bat. He hasn't walked anyone yet, so we'll see how he can continue to battle here against Broderick.
The 3-2 in there for a called strike, as Raymer is able to get that changeup to drop in the strike zone, retiring the center fielder Broderick looking. Standing in now will be the right fielder from Oneonta, Tyler Sauceville.
And that was a beautiful breaking ball, which found the middle part of that strike zone, and that'll bring up Sauceville, who has struck out in both of his at-bats so far, and he's swung on some really bad pitches in the dirt, first against Defont, or actually both against Defont.
The lefty matchup continues here as Raymer finds the strike zone for the first pitch of the at-bat, missing low and away, evening the count now at 1-1 as we saw the right fielder squaring away to bunt and pulling it back in time. The 1-1. And that ball is flown out to deep left field. Back goes Shackelford, and he'll make the play just in front of the warning track, retiring the second hitter of the inning in order.
Yeah, and that one was given a ride off the bat of Sauceville. It sounded great off first contact and even traveled out in the outfield for a little bit, but kind of died out towards the warning track where Shackelford was right there waiting.
Standing in now, shortstop Jeff Pierantoni, again from the left side. 3 straight Oneonta lefties in this half of the inning. As Raymer's able to find the strike zone with the first pitch slider, called strike, 0-1 on the outer half there. Raymer from the windup. 0-1 goes right back to that off speed, evening the count now, 1-1.
Yeah, we are seeing action in both Saugerties and Oneonta's bullpen right now, so we'll see if this inning is going to be Raymer's last in the 6th.
Made quick work of this Oneonta lineup thus far in this top of the 6th as he misses low for a ball, 2-1. Eight-hole hitter in Pierantoni is 1 for 1 on the day, scoring an RBI single as he bounces that one up the first baseline. First baseman Jake Scrine able to make the play unassisted, retiring the side here in the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. The Stallions down to their next to last at-bat in the 7th-inning doubleheader. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this.
Just like the arm action. Thompson's still the second. Yeah, Brandon's done. Ready? Welcome back to Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We head to the home half of the 6th inning, sponsored by Mirabella's Restaurant. Perfect for friends and family tonight and every night. And by IXL Health and Fitness Club, keeping the Stallions fit all season long. Leading off for your Stallions is a 3-hole hitter, the dangerous third baseman, Brandon Fish. Fish looks in at a first pitch fastball in there for a called strike at the letters as Ethan Thompson remains on the mound for his 6th inning of work for the Outlaws. The 0-1. And that ball is ripped up to right field, falling in there for a base hit as Fish continues to swing a hot bat for the Stallions out of that 3-hole, giving them a base runner here in the home half of the 6th inning.
And that'll end a 9-batter hitless streak for the Stallions. The last player to get a hit for the Stallions team was Brandon Fish in his last at-bat. He's been a perfect 3 for 3. So definitely a great sign for the Stallions as Thompson going to look to stay out there despite the action that's been ongoing for the past couple innings now in that bullpen.
Standing in now, Stallion first baseman, dangerous Jake Scrine. Stallions seeing 3, 4, 5 due up in this half of the inning as Colin Mackel awaits in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, this is really going to be the best chance for the Stallions to get back in that run column, which has been elusive to them since this 2nd inning.
Fish gets his lead off first base. Thompson varies his look. First pitch to Scrine, misses for a ball, 1-0.
And Scrine struggled so far on the day. He's 0 for 2, grounded out and then reached via an error. So looking to get on the right foot here towards the end of this opening game of the doubleheader.
Thompson fires that one in there, and that ball will be skied up to shallow center field. Calling off the center fielder Broderick is shortstop Pierre Antoni, and he will make the play for the first out of the inning, retiring the Stallion first baseman. And standing in now, the dangerous designated hitter Colin Mackel out of the lefty side of the box.
Yeah, it's been back-to-back pop-ups for Jake Scrine. This one unable to reach base as the shortstop in Pierre Antoni was able to make the grab with little effort this time around.
Thompson gets his sign, comes set. First pitch to Mackel, misses low and away here for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Mackel's 1 for 2 so far today. Single back in the first, grounded it into a fielder's choice in the third. Still able to reach base on that one, however, and he did steal a bag the last time he was on.
The 1-0 to Mackel is in there for a strike at the letters. 1-1, evening the count now with 2 away. Excuse me, 1 away here in the inning. The 1-1 misses up and away. 2-1's the count. A momentary pause in the action as we get back to it. Thompson throwing over to first base, trying to catch Fish napping over there. Does not come to fruition as he slides back in safely. 2-1 to the Stallion designated hitter in Mackel. Thompson comes set, delivers, fouled straight back as Mackel was sitting on that fastball.
Yeah, and that was a great pitch for Mackel to drive out there, but just early on the swing, and he was able to get a piece of it, but it ends up going back for a foul, and now in a 2-strike hole.
2-2 count here. Both Thompson and Mackel got their work cut out for themselves. Brandon Fish leads off from first base. Thompson, 5 1/3 thrown in this one so far. Payoff to Mackel. Checks his swing. No, he did not, says the infield umpire. Bring the count full here now, 3-2 with 1 away.
And that one was close. That one could have definitely gone either way, and there would have been little argument. But now full count here. Chance to get the tying run at the plate here if Mackel can get on.
Thompson comes set, 3-2 to Mackel, is fouled just over that first base grandstand, keeping the count 3-2. With 1 away here and the full count, you got to wonder if Coach Adam Cray over at third base is giving any sort of direction to Fish leading off first, maybe a little bit of aggression, trying to keep them out of that double play.
There's only been 1 stolen base so far in this one, and that came from Mackel early on.
3-2 bounces into the face mask of Balageron as the Stallions find themselves with a runner in scoring position now with 1 away as Mackel trucks up that first baseline. Time is called here as Oneonta will take a visit to the mound, and that looks like that'll be all she wrote for Ethan Thompson. Who's coming on to relief? Find out right after this.
Going to the pitch for the Outlaws, number 21, Freddie Callow.
Yeah, oh yeah. 100%. Yeah, he's cute. What? Hey, Chuck. He straight up says it's
I'm gonna do a call to the bullpen battery and then right back. I'll talk about his PGCDL and you can talk about his college. He is. Nice. He threw for 3 innings straight. What? No, I'm talking about the guy who's on the mound right now. He just warmed up for 3 innings. He's thrown about 10 pitches already. Welcome back to Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. That call to the bullpen was brought to you by Dallas Hot Wieners, bringing the hot sauce out of the bullpen. Taking over in this home half of the 6th inning will be left-hander Freddie Callow, who is currently 0-1 with a 2.25 ERA in 4 innings pitched, with 4 strikeouts, a walk, and 2 hits in 15 batters faced. Logan, what can you tell me about him from a collegiate standpoint?
Yeah, and Callow's coming over from Hudson Valley Community College, so very local in the area. And he had a 7.07 ERA with a 2-2 record, had 34 strikeouts, 14 walks in 28 innings pitched during his 2022 season, and he'll now be in a big jam here, 2 runners on with 1 out.
Yeah, you said it, as Callow will be inheriting those 2 runners. Fish on second, Mackle at first, stepping in and taking the first pitch he sees up at the letters. Number 16, extra hitter Easton Bertrand. 1-0, 1 out, bottom of the 6th.
And Bertrand's seen the ball well so far. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out. Definitely the best game he's had so far as a Stallion. A chance to make a big impact right here.
The lefty comes set, checks the runner, and that pitch skips all the way into the backstop as that ball is thrown into shallow center field, as both runners will advance 2 bases there on the wild pitch, and then the errant throw from the catcher, giving the Stallions their 4th run of the evening, moving Mackle all the way up to third base with 1 away here.
That is not something you see every day. A two base wild pitch for the Stallions, and it comes at a great time. Now down just by 2 runs here. Still have a runner 90 feet away, but that was aggressive base running. Really one of the few times you've seen that aggressive base running style from the Stallions, and it nets them a run.
Fish scores from second. Mackle moves all the way up to third from that first base bag. Bertrand ahead of the count. 3-0 now. 1 out. The lefty comes set. Bertrand looks at a fastball at the knees for a called strike. 3-1 now is the count to the Stallion extra hitter.
And Bertrand thought about throwing the bat down, but just was unable to do so. The umpire ruled that one just inside.
Callow comes set, the 3-1. Ball 4 as Bertrand will take the free 90, trotting up the first baseline, giving the Stallions runners at the corners here with one away. Stepping in now, second baseman Brett Heckert.
Now he's able to throw the bat down, just able to do that on the very next pitch, and Heckert with a chance to make some real noise with the bat. Almost had a home run in his first at-bat today. He's 0 for 2. Still looking to make up for that error he had earlier in the game, Kyle.
First pitch for a ball as Callow continues to struggle to find the strike zone. 1-0 to the Stallion second baseman. And you said it. He hit that first ball right on the screws in that first inning, flying out to the center fielder, who had to really chase that one down. 6-4 is your score here in the bottom of the sixth. One away. The 1-0 is beat into the ground at shortstop. 6-4, safe at first base as the Stallions are able to plate their 5th run of the evening. Heckert able to score Mackle on that fielder's choice ground out.
Well, it's going to be an RBI for Heckert, but definitely not the result he was looking for with the bat, as he'll now stand on first, but it's going to be a tough chance for the Stallions to make some two-out magic, which we've seen them do. We've seen them rally together a few hits with 2 outs here, but still a runner on first in the bottom of your lineup coming up.
8-hole hitter, left fielder David Shackelford stands in now. His first time seeing Callow. He looks at a first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Not as much velocity coming from Callow as we saw from the righty Ethan Thompson, as we can assume that Callow's got a wide variety of breaking balls to throw at these Stallions hitters. Heckert leads from first with 2 away here. The 0-1 to Shaq misses at the eyes, evening the count here, 1-1 to the Stallion left fielder.
Yeah, and Shaq does have an extra base hit earlier in the game, which was a double, but he really had to leg that one out, so we'll see what kind of power he can provide kind of further back in this lineup and maybe get a ball deep enough in the gap to score Heckert from first.
Callow checks the runner. The 1-1 misses high and away for a ball. 2-1 now. As Shackelford got cut up on his laces there. As he will take a deep breath and get right back to work in that right-handed batter's box. Callow toes the rubber, comes set. 2-1 to Shackford is flown to deep left field. Back goes the left fielder, and that ball is gone! David Shackelford with the 2-run, 2-out blast, giving the Stallions the 7-6 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
How about that? David Shackelford going out to deep left. Look at that power from him, and that one just kept going. It didn't sound the greatest off the bat, but that one just kept going back every single second, and the clutch hitting from Shaq gives the Stallions a late lead.
Stepping in now is shortstop number 7, Alex Rodriguez, as the Stallions give themselves a new life here. That first pitch is ripped into the shortstop hole, giving the Stallions another base runner with 2 away here. Stepping in next will be the catcher Nico Amory with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's exactly what Rodriguez needed coming out of the 9 spot. A ringer out towards that left field side, was able to get through, and that 2-out magic, we were talking about it before Shaq came up, and we're seeing it come to fruition now.
Yeah, it was funny when we were at the Rip Van Winkle Country Club with third base coach Adam Cray yesterday. We were on one of the par 3s, and Shaq flew the green and laughed and said, if only I could do that to a baseball. And the baseball gods have spoken. You can, in fact, do that to a baseball. Shackelford with a huge blast, giving the Stallions their 4th run of this 6th inning. Amory looks at the second pitch he sees of the at-bat, evening the count here, 1-1.
And it's also the first time the Stallions have hit multiple home runs in a game, as Brandon Fish got one earlier, and now Shaq here in this 6th inning. And the power, once it came a few days ago, it's been coming in bunches. Rodriguez going for second. He's going to get in standing up.
You said it, Logan. He is in there easily with a stolen bag, giving the Stallions a runner in scoring position with 2 away here, as Emery looked at that pitch for a ball, 2-1. 2-1 in there for a called strike, evening the count here to the Stallion catcher, 2-2. And that blast from Shackelford is exactly what this Stallion lineup was looking for out of their left fielder. Sort of tucking him away in that 8-hole, providing a loud bang for the Stallions. As the runner goes in, Rodriguez pitches way late as he is in there at third base with another stolen base. Some heads-up base running from Rodriguez as he found the perfect pitch to steal there. Amory, 3-2 count now with 2 away. Another insurance run over at third base, just 90 feet away. Can the Stallion catcher produce another run for his team? Callow comes set, the 3-2. Misses away for a ball. Bringing the top of the order now in TJ Adams, the right fielder.
Rodriguez probably would have been on the run on that pitch had he not tried to steal third base, but now runner's going to be at the corners here for the Stallions, and that insurance run could be huge for this pitching staff, which only needs 3 outs to kind of capture this win here. And we still don't really know who's going to be pitching the 7th inning, as Remmer looks like his day was done, or just kind of following the actions after his 6th inning. So we'll see who comes out here for the save opportunity.
Adams has to jump out of the way of that first pitch breaking ball for a ball, 1-0. Runners at the corners for the Stallions. At third base, shortstop Alex Rodriguez. Over at first base, catcher Nico Amory. TJ Adams at the dish. Looks at a second pitch for a ball, 2-0, quickly finding himself in a hitter's count here with 2 away.
And all five of the batters that have faced Callow here early on in this one have reached base in some form, so everyone just kind of seeing the ball well. The bottom of this lineup has been just seeing the ball very well against this reliever.
That pitch is bounced hard over to the third base. Boone unable to field it cleanly, as Adams will get in there on the E5, scoring Rodriguez, giving the Stallions their 5th run of the inning, the 8-6 2-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. Time is called here as Oneonta will take a trip out to the mound.
Well,
You're listening to...
There's that insurance run, sorry to cut you off, that the Stallions are probably looking for there on the E5, and just going from a 1-out save or 1-run save to a 2-run save makes a big difference in the long run.
And that insurance run was brought to you by Hell's Mortal Realty and Insurance. Thanks for sponsoring that insurance.
And insurance run brought to you by Hell's Mortal Realty and Insurance.
Standing in will be the center fielder, Garrison Berkeley. So far out of that 2-hole, pretty quiet, looking to do some damage here for the Stallions as they continue to tack on some runs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and Berkeley just 0 for 2 with a walk so far in this one, has yet to hit the ball on the outfield, but he will be the last batter that hasn't hit for the Stallions in this 6th inning, which, of course, when you're working with a 10-man lineup, a lot more impressive.
Certainly a lot more impressive as Callow continues to pitch for the Outlaws. Runners at first and second. The first pitch to the center fielder, a ball, 1-0. The Outlaws looking like they're starting to loosen a right-hander out in that bullpen, potentially getting him ready for the 7th inning. 5 runs already across here for the Stallions. The lefty from Oneonta comes set, and the pitch is fouled up that third baseline.
evening the count to the center fielder, 1-1.
Yeah, Berkeley just early with his swing there and almost kind of got that one down the third baseline, but it went just wide left. Berkeley's still someone looking for his first hit as a Stallion. He's 0 for 5.
Amory on second, Adams on first. The 1-1 to Berkeley. That changeup falls right into the strike zone for a called strike 2, 1-2, as the center fielder Berkeley finds himself quickly in a hole.
And Callow struggled to find the strike zone early on, but this is the first time we've really seen him get ahead of a batter in the count. Now ahead 1-2.
Callow gets his sign, comes set the 1-2, low and inside for a ball, evening the count now, 2-2. Two outs, 5 still across this half of the inning. Stallions looking to tack on more insurance runs here. The payoff. That pitch is popped straight up in the air. Catcher Bolagerin will make the play, retiring the side. But not before the Stallions are able to plate 5 runs in the 6th inning. That's 5 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Score 8-6 as we head to the top of the 7th and final inning of this first of 2 doubleheader. You're listening to Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this.
This call to the bullpen brought to you by Dallas Hot Wieners. Coming to the pitch for the Stallions, number 21, Mason Speaker.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
The second the game ends, going down again. Running down with the point on you.
I think he can do it. Whenever he's ready.
Speak.
I get two home runs. I've gotten 3 on play-by-play. No, yeah. I'm just waiting. I was just waiting for that. Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth in beautiful Saugerties, New York. New arm here as the Stallions look to close this one out is pitcher out of TCU, number 21, the Prince of Walks, toes the rubber, Mason Speaker, making his first appearance from the rubber. What can you tell me about it, Logan?
Well, you call him a pitcher, but he's been playing catcher and first base for the Stallions throughout his appearances so far this year. The first time we've seen him pitch. And we heard a few days ago that he was going to warm up or do a bullpen session on one of the days off with some of the pitchers, and kind of really caught our eye as a big surprise as to when we might see him come in and pitch. But the answer is right now. He's going to get his first opportunity to pitch this year with a chance to give the Stallions their 3rd win on the year.
Speaker elects to go from the stretch as the catcher, Christopher Balageron, steps in to lead off the top of the 7th.
Speaker misses at the eyes for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Mason Speaker was signed to TCU initially to be a pitcher. Hasn't really gotten too much action on that side of the mound yet, being used more as a hitter. So now getting a chance to throw the ball with the Stallions here.
Speaker misses a second pitch for a ball, 2-0. Little bit of action, a lively arm from Speaker. He's throwing that ball pretty hard in there. Just unable to find the strike zone early. 2-0 misses for a ball, 3-0.
And Speaker definitely throwing him harder than the other pitchers we've seen so far in this game, but control so far becoming an issue here, falling behind the first hitter he's faced, 3-0.
Speaker will collect himself, take a deep breath on that rubber. The 3-0 misses for a ball. That's 4 straight to the Outlaw catcher as he'll trot up that first baseline, bringing in the 10-hitter left fielder Connor Cooney.
And Cooney will represent the tying run for the Outlaws, and Speaker just looking to get one ball in the strike zone, provide a little bit of confidence here to move past this inning. This would be the only inning that Speaker would need to pitch, as this is the first game of a 7-inning doubleheader.
First pitch to Cooney is fanned at. A little tardy on that one as Speaker's able to find his first strike of this outing. 0-1 to the Outlaw left fielder.
And so far, Cooney 0 for 2 on the day, reached on a fielder's choice back in the second. That's all he's been on base today.
0-1 misses for a ball, 1-1. And Cooney, as you're talking about that fielder's choice where he reached base, immediately picked off from Stallion starting pitcher Andy O'Font, who was able to get 2 separate Outlaw base runners napping. As that pitch is lined straight at Speaker, he will elect to make the play over at first base as that ball bounced right in front of the mound, giving the Stallions the first out of the inning. Time will be called as head coach Colin Martin will check on his pitcher here.
Yeah, and that ball came hard at Speaker, but he's able to recover quickly to make the throw at first, so he doesn't look to be in too much pain following that hit, and we'll see if that's what he tells Colin Martin here. But big first out for Mason Speaker to get, and it was a quick visit at the mound for Colin Martin, as looks like Mason Speaker going to try and throw a few warm-up pitches just to see how that arm is.
Yeah, we mentioned all of the time that he spent behind the dish. He's a tough kid, that Speaker. I think he'll be fine. He'll just want to take a couple just to make sure. As that one looked like it might have ricocheted off the throwing forearm of Speaker before he was able to pick it up and fire over to Skrine at first base, retiring the Outlaw left fielder Cooney.
And I'm sure playing catcher at the collegiate level, he's probably had his fair share of ricochets, whether it be with the bat, with the ball. So just getting a comebacker hit right at you might not be a bit as big of a deal to Speaker compared to the other pitchers on this roster.
Outlaw catcher moved up 90 feet to second base on that line drive. Stepping in now will be the third baseman and leadoff hitter for the Outlaws, Devin Boone. Speaker checks the runner in Balajaran. First pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1, as Speaker seems unfazed from that line drive. The tying run at the plate in Boone. Looks at a second pitch for a called strike, quickly finds himself in a hole. 0-2, great time for that off-speed pitch from Speaker.
Hey, Kyle, and you can maybe argue that he's gotten stronger after getting hit with that pitch. He's thrown 2 bullets for a strike.
0-2 bounced in the dirt as Amory is able to stop that one, keeping Balajaran at second base. 1-2 now to the Outlaw third baseman.
And the runner not as big of a deal in this inning compared to other innings, just needing 2 outs to kind of end the game here.
The 1-2 misses high for a ball, evening the count now, 2-2. A reminder, folks, we're in the top of the 7th inning, but it is the last of this first game. Be sure to follow along as the second game will first pitch for 7 o'clock. That pitch is popped up the first baseline for a foul as Boone able to stay alive here.
Yeah, we're gonna be a long day at Cantine Field. We're just kind of in the middle of that stretch here, and it's gonna start. It's gonna be four out of the next 5 games will be here at Cantine Field, including this one, stretching from today until Sunday.
Speaker checks the runner at second, misses just barely on that outside corner, bringing the count full now, 3-2.
Yeah, and that got a loud reaction from the Stallions dugout. That one just looked like it caught the inside, but home plate umpire ruling otherwise.
Amory sets up low and away. Boone checked his swing, did not go as Speaker misses for ball 4, giving the Outlaws runners at first and second now. Stepping in will be second baseman number 14, Mario Disso.
And that was a big runner for the Outlaws to get on. Moves the tying run up to first base, and now the go-ahead run at bat right now.
Balageron on second, Boone on first base. Speaker gets his sign, misses up at the letters for a ball, 1-0. Disso out of the left-handed batter's box, the second baseman. Speaker gets his sign, comes set, the 1-0. In there for a called strike, evening the count, 1-1 now.
And so far, Speaker throwing 10 balls compared to 6 strikes, opening up this 7th inning. Still looking to find his control and looking to find it before it's too late.
Speaker shakes off the first couple suggestions, agrees with the third. 1-1 in there at the top of the strike zone. Called strike 2, 1-2 now is the count. Speaker finding himself in a bit of a rhythm here as he quickly gets the ball back from his battery mate, Amory. Gets his sign, comes set, checks the runner at second. The 1-2 bounces for a ball, evening the count now at 2-2. It's a good 2-strike pitch right there. Speaker trying to get the second baseman, Disso, chasing. Nonetheless, 2-2 now to this Oneonta second baseman. Pitch up at the eyes, and it'll go straight back to the backstop, moving the runners up 90 feet, both in scoring position at second and third now, taking away the opportunity at a double play. Count full now, 3-2 to the Oneonta second baseman.
Yeah, and that one not even close to finding the catcher's mitt of Amory. Gets the count full. First base open here, so we'll see just how aggressive his Speaker is to Disso.
Stallions electing to play regular depth in the infield, willing to trade a run for an out here as that pitch is lined into shortstop, bouncing off the glove of Rodriguez, and that will score 2 Oneonta runs, giving them the the tie now, 8-8.
And that is a heartbreaker for the Stallions. Mason Speaker is just 2 outs away from ending it for Saugerties, and Rodriguez just kind of had that one go right under his glove and then didn't really rush to go after that one, and that allowed the tying run in Boone to pretty much go in to home plate uncontested here. Still a runner on for the Outlaws.
Runner on first and Disso after that RBI, 2 RBI single. Stepping in will be the designated hitter, Evan Keegan. Speaker misses up and into Keegan for a ball, 1-0.
Now we're starting to see that Stallions bullpen get active here, but we'll see just how long Mason Speaker is going to be allowed to go here. This game now tied back up at 8.
A pitch misses for a ball, 2-0 as the Outlaw designated hitter quickly finds himself in a hitter's count here. Speaker taking a deep breath here, gathering himself. Comes set. The 2-0. Misses up and away for a ball, 3-0 now.
And that last at-bat, definitely a conference breaker here for Speaker, as Rodriguez definitely had a chance to make that play, but just kind of seeing your defense do that definitely could kind of cause just the way you pitch moving forward.
4 straight balls as Speaker walks the Oneonta designated hitter, bringing out Stallion pitching coach Rich Doobie to have a quick chat with his closer Mason Speaker.
And we'll see. It looks like Speaker's going to end up staying in this one as the bullpen still is going to get loose. But Doobie just going to have a quick talk here with Doobie, just to kind of get his confidence back up here. He's definitely struggled with his command. He's walked 3 batters so far in this 7th inning. And now 2 runners on here for the Outlaws, and still looking like he's going to get the chance to get out of this jam. And Jake Colcourse is the guy warming up here for the Stallions in the bullpen. So he's not going to come in yet, as Doobie going to head off the mound, and Speaker going to stay in this one.
We'll bring up the extra hitter, number 44, Ryan Wise.
Runners at first and second for the Outlaws with 1 away. Stepping in will be the extra hitter, Ryan Wise. Runner on second in Mario Disso. Off first base, Evan Keegan. First pitch to Wise gets a huge hack, and he is a bit tardy with that long swing from that right side. 0-1 now to the extra hitter. Oh, misses for a ball outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Ball low and away. 2-1 is the count now.
Yeah, Speaker just struggling to really find consistency in these counts. He'll throw back-to-back strikes and then just kind of lose all that momentum pretty much instantly here. So just trying to get into some kind of a rhythm here is Speaker.
2-1 called strike in on the hands. The Oneonta extra hitter, evening the count here, 2-2. Fouled straight back. Wise just slightly late on that one. We continue on. 2-2, 1 out, top of the 7th. 2 runners already across for the Outlaws. Payoff. Misses low and away for a ball, bringing the count full now, 3-2.
And Wise thought about that one. He was able to just pull his swing back pretty much at the perfect time to push it up to a full count.
3-2, runners at first and second. They stay where they are, and that pitch misses up at the eyes for a ball, bringing the bases loaded now for the first baseman in Dylan Perry.
And now the 4th walk allowed by Mason Speaker at this one, but it brings the force at any base situation here for the Stallions. Dylan Perry going to come up here. He's 2 for 3, has 2 singles so far today.
Perry out of that left-handed batter's box. 1 out, bases full of Outlaws. Speaker comes set. 0-1 misses up and away for a ball, 1-0. Colcourse out, and that Stallion bullpen looks to be getting ready with a little bit more pace here. Speaker comes set, the 1-0. That pitch just misses outside for a ball, 2-0.
And Speaker's still trying to throw hard, and it's just not really finding too much control with these pitches. That one just missing on the outside.
Emery gives the sign. Speaker comes set. The 2-0. Up at the eyes for a ball. 3-0.
And now the Outlaws just one ball away from retaking the lead here in what is in a back and forth matchup here between these two sides.
Middle infield for the Stallions playing back double play depth. Third baseman Fish, first baseman Scrine playing even with the bag. Fish way off that third baseline as Perry way late with that huge 3-0 hack. 3-1 now with one away.
Yeah, 3-0 with the bases loaded. Interesting time to try and take a swing there, but just came up empty on that heater from Speaker.
The 3-1. Huge swing again from the first baseman. Bring the count full now, 3-2.
Yeah, when Speaker's been able to connect on this fastball, it's been hard to touch from these Oneonta hitters. We saw it on those back-to-back pitches here going against Perry. We'll see if he can finish it off now.
One out, bases loaded. 3-2 in there for a called strike 3 as Perry can't believe it, and he will take the long walk back into that Oneonta dugout. 2 away, huge strikeout for Stallions pitcher Mason Speaker. Stepping in now is the center fielder Dylan Broderick.
That is a big out for Mason Speaker, able to battle back from being down 3-0 and getting 3 straight strikes on the next 3 pitches. Get him down looking here. Now just 1 out away from getting himself out of the jam and giving the Stallions a chance to walk things off in the bottom of the 7th.
Speaker misses up and in to the Outlaw center fielder for a ball, 1-0, as he has to move out of the way of that one. Speaker comes set, the 1-0. That pitch is popped up straight back, and that'll hit off the top of the grandstands, evening the count now, 1-1. Top of the 7th, 8-8's your score, 2 outs. Runners at first, second, and third for the Outlaws. In Disso at third, Keegan at second, Wise at first. 1-1, 2 outs. Mason Speaker on the mound. One just up above the letters, bringing the count now to 2-1.
Yeah, Broderick went down looking on his last at-bat, but prior to that, he was 1 for 1 on a double and sacrifice fly today.
Speaker gets a sign from Amory. Comes set, 2-1. Swung on and missed from the center fielder Broderick, evening the count now, 2-2 with 2 outs. Big spot here for both Speaker and Broderick to come through for their teams. Two runs already home this half inning. The payoff misses above the eyes of Broderick, bring the count full now, 3-2, as you'll see those Outlaw base runners getting a head start here.
This is a scary situation for both sides here. 1 ball away from that go-ahead run from crossing, and then 1 strike away from heading to the bottom part of this inning here. Biggest pitch of the game coming up.
The 3-2. Fouled straight back as the tension continues to rise, with Broderick fouling that one away, spoiling Speaker's pitch right there.
Okay, maybe the next pitch is going to be the biggest pitch in the game, as Broderick able to stay alive there, just trying to find his timing on Speaker. When Speaker's been on with his pitches, it's been fooling these Outlaws hitters, but it's been when is the question.
3-2 here. Speaker gets his sign, comes set. That pitch is popped straight up in the air. Right fielder TJ Adams camped right under it, and that'll retire the side. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 Outlaws left on base. We move to the home half of the 7th inning. Score knotted up at 8. Stallions looking for some magic here. You're listening to Stallion Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this. This man said duh. How did Berkeley get out? Yeah, I'm saying how. What was the... Oh, that's right. We went one walk. Okay, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Ready?
Leading off here in the bottom of the 7th inning for your Stallions.
Welcome back to Stallions baseball.
Number 36.
Still plenty of game left here as we're tied up at 8, heading into the last half inning, the 7th inning. Stepping in now is the dangerous left-handed hitting third baseman Brandon Fish.
And if there's a guy who can end this game in one swing, you're looking at him right here, as I'm not really going to be showing it on that first pitch there, but Fish hit a home run in the bottom of the first inning, a 2-run shot. That was his second of the season.
Callow fooling Fish with that first pitch breaking ball, giving a big swing and a miss from the lefty, and that pitch in there for a called strike as Callow goes back to the off-speed. Fish quickly finding himself in that 0-2 hole. Swung on and missed as that ball bounces in the dirt, forcing a throw down to first base. Balajarin barely able to get that one in there as almost went up that first baseline. Still retiring the leadoff hitter in Brandon Fish. Stepping in now will be Stallion first baseman, the 4-hitter, Jake Scrine.
Yeah, and that's not really the first time for this stat, Kyle, but the first Stallion to strike out was Brandon Fish just now. It comes 7 innings deep.
First pitch missing here is a ball 1-0 on the outside half of the plate. The 1-0 is popped up into shallow center field. The shortstop will make the play as Jeff Pierantoni is able to retire Scrine for the second out of this 7th inning, which will bring up the Stallion designated hitter, Colin Mackel.
Yeah, and Scrine's popped up in 3 out of his 4 at-bats so far today. Not really the results you're looking for out of your cleanup hitter. But now to bring up Colin Mackel, who walked and came around to score his last at-bat.
Mackel looks at the first pitch he sees in there for a called strike, 0-1.
And I'm not sure what happened in between innings with Callow, Kyle, but he has been on point so far compared to the last inning. Not really going to show it on that pitch there, but he's been on point aside from that one pitch we just saw.
Right on cue is that broadcaster jinx as Callow short hops home plate there all the way to the backstop, bringing the count even now, 1-1 to Mackel. Callow misses low here for a ball, 2-1. Catcher Balajaran can't believe it as he takes a slow stroll up to the first cut of the infield grass.
And Callow visibly disappointed with that one too. Just pretty much mouthed the words, "Are you kidding me?" to the umpire.
Very interesting tactic as you still need this guy, you know, slightly on your side, maybe just impartial, as Mackel looks at a pitch for a called strike, bringing the count even now, 2-2 with 2 away. Bottom of the 7th, Callow from the windup. That pitch is spoiled and fouled straight back as Mackel is able to stay alive, keeping the Stallion bottom of the inning alive here. Mackel caught out in front as that pitch is popped up to the third baseman, Devin Boone, retiring the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We move into extras here. Top of the 8th.
runner will be on second base to start off this Texas tiebreaker rule. You're listening to Stallions Baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have great news. The concession stand is now open. I know you'd all be happy to stop by and grab yourself something to eat or drink. At this time, the concession stand is open.
Welcome back to Saugerties, New York, as we are in it for some extra baseball and a new arm. And that arm has been brought to you by Dallas Hot Wieners. Bring the hot sauce out of the bullpen as the right-hander Jake Colkhorst will take over pitching duties in this 8th extra inning. And in 2 games, he's thrown 5 innings, struck out 7, walked 7, allowed 5 hits, and his last appearance being in that loss to Mohawk Valley.
Yeah, looking at his performance in that Mohawk Valley game, pitched 3 innings, but did allow 4 walks. So did struggle with his control in that one. Struck out 3 while allowing 2 hits and 1 earned run in that one. So he'll come in a high-pressure situation with a runner on second for this extra inning. That'll be Broderick. As I say Deuce is wild a lot. It's really Ocho's wild here in this one. 8th inning with a tie game at 8 apiece. And Colkhorst is going to be facing 7, 8, 9 in the lineup here against Oneonta.
The last out of the last half inning is the center fielder Dylan Broderick, as he will lead off second base with these extra inning rules here in the PGCBL. Stepping in will be the right fielder Tyler Sauceville from that left-handed batter's box. Colkhorst checks the runner. First pitch will be an attempt at a swinging bunt, sort of push bunt, trying to push that one past the first baseman's screen.
Yeah, this is the second extra inning game that Saugerties has played in. They played in one at Albany about a week or 2 ago and lost that one in the 10th inning. Both those teams in that 10th inning, though, they did hit a sacrifice bunt with the first hitter, and it looks like Oneonta trying a very similar thing.
0-1. Sauceville not scoring around there as he looks at a ball, evening the count now, 1-1.
Yeah, this is the guy you want leading off here, the Stallions. Sauceville 0 for 3 so far today with 2 strikeouts. The only hitter so far for either side to strike out multiple times today.
Colkhorst checks the runner as Sauceville swings and misses at that bouncing ball, bringing him into a hole. 1-2 now. It's a great pitch from Colkhorst there, fooling the Oneonta right fielder. Colkhorst gets his sign from Amory. The 1-2. Just misses here for a ball, evening the count now, 2-2. Broderick with a decent lead off second base. Colkhurst will check him once. 2-2 in there for a called strike as Colkhurst is able to retire Sauceville on a great changeup. One away here in extra innings.
And Sauceville couldn't even lift the bat off his shoulders there with that changeup from Colkhurst. Absolutely fooled him there, and that's a key first out in this extra frame as Broderick has to stay right at second base.
Broderick on second. Shortstop Jeff Pierantoni will step in now as he looks at a ball, 1-0. Score still 8-8. Top of the 8th. Jake Colkhurst on the mound for your Stallions. Nico Amory, his battery mate, behind the dish. The 1-0 misses for a ball outside, 2-0.
And Pierantoni so far 1 for 3 on the day. Both of his outs have come via a ground out back to the first baseman and Scrine. See if he can get the ball in the air to at least advance that second base runner in Broderick.
Pierantoni, hands very high in his stance. His front foot twisted all the way in as he fans at that 2-0 fastball, missing for a strike. 2-1 now with 1 away. Colkhurst gets his sign. The 2-1 misses away for a ball, bringing the count now to 3-1 to the Oneonta shortstop.
There's a nice sliding stop over to his left by Amory to keep that one from finding the backstop here, but still now a 3-ball hole for Colkhurst, who has trouble getting that one back from Amory.
Colkhurst with a new baseball will go right back to work against the Oneonta shortstop, the lefty. The 3-1 swung on and missed as the count is now full 3-2. Big swing from Pierantoni there.
Yeah, and a risky decision to go chasing out in front of that one. Could have easily taken what could have been a close ball 4 and trotted his way back onto first, but now full count upcoming.
3-2, he'll have to protect here. Colkhurst gets his sign, comes set, payoff, and that pitch is spoiled and fouled straight back. Colkhurst again throwing it at 3-2 breaking ball. Very confident in the pitches that he has to work with.
Yeah, and Pierantoni just going early on those swings. He's still kind of having trouble catching up to him, and we'll see now if Colkhurst can challenge him with the high heater.
Three-two. 1 out. Colkhurst. The runner goes, and that pitch is going to be beat into the ground off the end of the bat for a foul, bringing Broderick all the way back to second base and Pierantoni back into the batter's box for another 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, we'll do all over again here, and that one almost rode down that third baseline, kind of just faded off towards the end there, but that would have been a ideal situation for Oneonta, especially on that hit and run attempt.
Very, very risky base running decision there from Oneonta. Came to naught as Pierantoni was spoiling that pitch. 3-2. Colkhurst comes set, delivers, and that pitch is ripped down the first baseline just off the diving glove of Scrine at first base. Adams comes up firing. Pierantoni is in there for an RBI double, giving the Outlaws the 9-8 one-run lead in the top of the 8th inning, switching places with the center fielder, Broderick.
Well, that's an ideal scenario for Oneonta there. That one just kicked off the glove of Scrine and went into the outfield. Kind of took a bad angle as well for the Stallion defense, and now they have a runner right back at second here, and they have the lead yet again.
1 out. Stepping in now is the catcher Christopher Belergeron as he fouls that one straight into the Stallion dugout, waking up a couple of those pitchers that the Stallions have waiting for this second game.
Yeah, that went right in between Vigil and Lopez there for the Stallions, and I think it caught the shoulder of Lopez, but everyone seems to be okay on the bench, and Cole Course is ahead in the count.
Oh, 1 from the righty. Fouled straight back into the netting as the catcher from Oneonta finds himself in an 0-2 hole with 1 out.
And Cole Course doing a much better job here, getting ahead of the count, and now he's in command, 0-2 count, where the Stallions still looking for their second out.
Cole Horst gets his sign from Amory. Amory sets up. The 0-2 is a called strike 3 as the runner goes on the pitch, and he'll be in there with a stolen base. Cole Course able to strike out the catcher in Belergeron, giving the Stallions their second out of the inning, bringing up the 10-hitter left fielder Connor Cooney.
Yeah, and that one could have set the Outlaws down just like that, but Piratoni able to get in just under the tag, and he was in well ahead of the throw as well. So he's just 90 feet away from home, but just 1 out away from ending it are the Stallions.
Called strike there as Cooney looks at the first pitch he sees. Cole Course trying to make quick work of the Outlaw left fielder standing in the left-handed batter's box.
And Cooney 0 for 3 today, coming out of that 10 spot, has 2 groundouts as well.
Cole Course seems to be finding a little bit extra juice as Amory's glove pops a little bit louder there. Nonetheless, misses outside for a ball, evening the count now 1-1.
And Cooney in his last at-bat hit a line drive right at Mason's speaker, but ended up going out after that.
1-1 in there for a called strike as Cole Course is able to get that changeup in there on the outer half. 1-2. 1 run already across. Runner leads off third base. And that pitch just misses there for a ball, bringing the count even now, 2-2.
Yeah, that one just high there, missing the strike zone. Piratoni getting a big lead off third, getting big jumps before every pitch from Cole Horst.
Looking to score on any ball that might go in the dirt and trickle away as he fakes out the steal of home from third base. And that pitch just misses on the outer black for a ball, bringing the count full now, 3-2.
Yeah, back-to-back pitches that have just missed from Cole Horst, and now he was ahead in the count early on, now back to full.
Cole Horst gets his sign from Amory, the 3-2. Misses low here for a ball, giving the Outlaws a runner at first and third now, bringing up the top of the order third baseman, number 5, Devin Boone.
And that was an out that Cole Horst needed to get there, as you mentioned it, the Outlaws going to move into the top of their lineup yet again here, and Boone's been seeing the ball well all day so far. Only 1 for 2, but has walked twice so far.
Walked twice and able to score both times. Cole Horst, the runner goes from first, and Cooney, as that pitch is going to be fouled up and out of the ballpark, 0-1 to the Outlaw third baseman.
Yeah, and that was fouled back, but it would have been interesting to see what Amory would have done at the catcher spot. Would he have tried to throw it down to second and allow that run potentially at third to maybe come around and score, or would he just held the ball and let Cooney try and steal second base uncontested?
Runner goes again, and that pitch misses high as Amory fakes the throw down to third, giving Cooney a free bag over at second base with 2 away here.
Yeah, and that seemed like the right decision there, as Piratoni would have definitely gone off from third base. He would have tried to score and probably would have got in safely as well. So still 2 runners on, just 2 in scoring position now.
1-1 now. That pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-2, as that fastball is just over the heart of the plate.
Colcourse just one strike away yet again from getting out of this inning and giving the Stallions a doable bottom of the 8th to try and come back from.
The 1-2 is blooped into shallow left field, scoring one. Rounding third is Cooney, and he will stop halfway, and he will be thrown out at home as Amory comes up the line with the pitcher Colcourse covering behind him. Some heads-up baseball from those Stallions battery mates right there, spoiling another run for the Outlaws. That'll be 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, a runner left on base. We move to the bottom of the 8th. Your Stallions trailing 10-8. This is Stallions baseball from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this.
So that scored Pierre and Tony third. 7-2-1. 7-2-1.
Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Joining me, Logan Barandis, as we move into the home half of the 8th inning. Your Stallions trailing now by 2 runs, 10-8, as the extra hitter Easton Bertrand will step in, and Colin Mackle, the last out of that 7th inning, will be given that free second base. First pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Bertrand barely even moving his hands. Catcher still asking for an appeal from the infield umpire, who quickly says, no, he did not. That pitch is beat straight into the ground as the shortstop Pierantoni is able to make the play across the infield, moving Mackle up 90 feet to third base. With 1 away, stepping in now will be the second baseman, Brett Heckert.
Yeah, and if all was needed was 1 run, that would have been a very productive out. But the Stallions in a 2-run hole with Brett Heckert coming up. And the last extra inning game the Stallions played, and they only scored 1 run in that one as well. And Albany managed to score 2. And Albany ended up beating the Stallions in that one in Albany.
First pitch in there for a called strike here, as the lefty from Oneonta is on for another inning of work in Callow. The 0-1 to Heckert in there for a called strike. 0-2 now to the Stallions' second baseman. The 0-2. Checks his swing, but he went, says the home plate umpire, bringing the Stallions down to their final out here. Stepping in now will be left fielder David Shackelford.
Shackelford provided some late game heroics in his last at bat, hit that home run in the 6th to give the Stallions the lead. Obviously, they wouldn't go on to hold that one. We'll see if Shackelford has another one in his bat.
Missing low and in here is Callow, as Shackle look at that one, 1-0. The 1-0 in there for a called strike as Callow is able to get that off-speed pitch, finding the outer half of the strike zone. 1-1 now to the Stallion left fielder. 2 outs, Colin Mackel on third base, just 90 feet away. The tying run at the dish in Shackelford as he looks at a ball, 2-1. 10-8, bottom of the eighth.
And Shackelford really seeing the ball well so far, looking to potentially provide the Stallions with another base runner here, which would get the tying run on base.
Shack will look at that ball, 3-1, finding himself in another hitter's count here. Callow gets his sign. 3-1 is fouled straight back into the netting, bringing the count full now, 3-2.
And Stallions now down to their final strike here. Shackelford been doing a great job battling so far in this count. See if he can keep it going.
3-2. Misses all the way into the backstop, bouncing straight off the padding. Unable to score from third as Mackel as that one bounces straight back into the catcher Balajarin's lap, giving runners at the corners now, first and third for the shortstop, number 7, Alex Rodriguez.
It's a pretty good spot here for the Stallions. Shackelford provides some good speed over at first base, so anything that A-Rod can potentially hit into the gap, Shackelford has a pretty good chance at trying to score here.
Ball one low as A-Rod looks at that one, and you have to wonder just how aggressive with 2 outs here is the Stallion left fielder going to be on that first base, as that pitch is flown out into shallow center field for a base hit, scoring one, moving Shaq up 90 feet, holding at second base, as Colin Mackel is able to score easily from third thanks to that RBI single from Alex Rodriguez.
Definitely a great start to the rally for the Stallions. They seem to perform best when there's been 2 outs in an inning, and now to bring up Nico Amory, the catcher. He's reached base twice so far, but hasn't gotten a hit since the second inning. That's been his only hit with the Stallions.
Big spot here for the catcher in Amory, as you said, Logan. Runners at first and second. In the left fielder, Shackelford off second. Shortstop Rodriguez on first. Amory due up here with 2 away now. 10-9 is your score in the bottom of the eighth in extra inning baseball. That pitch bounces for a ball as Balajarin is able to just keep that one in front, keeping both runners in check at first and second still.
And both your tying run at second and winning run on at first both provide some great speed on the base paths. So like A-Rod before him, anything that Amory hits could make some real damage.
That pitch plunks Amory in the lead foot, giving the Stallions bases loaded with 2 away here. Stepping in now is leadoff hitter TJ Adams, and time will be called as Oneonta will take a trip out to the mound.
How about this? The drama just doesn't stop here at Cantine Field. Now the bases loaded, Stallions still down to their final out, and potentially probably your youngest hitter in your lineup getting a chance to tie and maybe even win this one for Saugerties.
A new arm is ready to go out of that Oneonta bullpen as the right-hander waits to see what their head coach wants to do here, as they are going to have a long conversation at the mound here.
And I'm looking over at our cameraman slash beat writer, John Drager. He's got what looks like kind of a rally cap going on there. Try and provide some little spark here for the Stallions as the mound visit looks like it has come to an end. And Callow going to stay in.
Callow will stay in with the bases full of Stallions. Ponies across the board as your right fielder and leadoff hitter TJ Adams will step into the box for his first pitch of this 8th inning. First pitch misses low here for a ball. 1-0. Patience from the Stallion right fielder.
They've been patient all day, and this is probably the most important time to be patient so far here. Adams taking a pitch just low.
Shackelford on third, Rodriguez on second, catcher Amory off first base. The 1-0 misses low for a ball, as you can hear a lot of energy coming out of that Stallion dugout as Adams finds himself in a hitter's count 2-0 here.
And that's not just because the bench is right below us. They have been loud this entire half inning.
2-0 misses low here as Balajian isn't able to handle it. Adams finds himself in a perfect spot to be productive. 3-0 to the right fielder. Some home fans trying to get very rowdy here in Saugerties. The 3-0 is a get-me-over fastball, getting Callow back into this at-bat, bringing it to 3-1. Adams still in the driver's seat here, way ahead in the count with 2 away.
There was no chance Adams was going to swing on that one. He was taking all the way, and Callow throwing the pitch he needed to throw at the right time.
The 3-1 misses low for a ball as the Stallions are able to plate the tying run here with 2 away, as David Shackelford will casually trot in and touch home, bringing the score knotted again, 10-10. Some late inning drama here for sure. Stepping in now will be center fielder Garrison Berkeley as time is called, and there will be a change on the mound for the Outlaws. Who's coming on? Find out right after this.
I'd be on the mound like that. Sometimes you go and see Gary, sometimes you go and go guy. I'm one of those guys that really likes to like hit for a job. So. I think it is 4.
Callow's the second pitcher.
Yeah! He was a huge like 10 o'clock. Go to bed about 8 o'clock.
Pitching change for the Oneonta Outlaws. Coming in for relief is number 4, Albert Vargas.
Yeah, whoever was at that when we won. I think we should. I think that's the right part. Not for player. If he gets a base hit, we'll go to him. For sure, but if he walks, we I'll bring up his innings here and then call it 3, 2. Welcome back to the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions baseball as some late inning drama brings this score knotted up 10-10 with 2 outs and the bases loaded, and a new arm for the Oneonta Outlaws will be right-hander Albert Vargas. And in 4 games, he's had no starts, 5 1/3, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit, ERA 0, with a record of 1-1. Garrison Berkeley will step in for the Stallions, looking to become the hero of this first matchup as he looks at a first pitch fastball up at the eyes for a ball, 1-0.
Kyle, I've been sitting all game. I'm out of my seat right now. This is the most high pressure moment we've seen so far in this game. Berkeley ahead 1-0.
1-0 in there for a called strike, 1-1.
Vargas coming over from Hudson Valley Community College, had a 4.50 ERA, 5 strikeouts through 6 innings pitched, also 6 walks. Obviously, this bench would be very excited for a walk, same as a hit.
The 1-1 bounces in the dirt. Balajon able to smother that one, bring the count 2-1 as none of the runners will move. And those ponies on the base paths are at third base, shortstop Alex Rodriguez, second base Nico Amory, and on first base TJ Adams. 2-1, 2 outs, 10-10 ball game, bottom of the 8th. Vargas gets his sign, comes set the 2-1. Up and above the letters for a ball. 3-1 as Berkeley finds himself in a hitter's count. Vargas and the Outlaws finding themselves in trouble.
If you're just listening to the Saugerties Stallions bench, it sounds like that someone hit a home run out there. Not that a ball was thrown, but now one ball could end this game for Saugerties.
Getting very rowdy are those ponies. The 3-1 to Berkeley. Line to shortstop, short hop, and he will not be able to make the play as the Stallions walk it off in Saugerties. Your final score, 11-10, as Berkeley able to get himself an infield hit there. Final score, 11-10, 12 hits to 9. 2 errors from the Outlaws to the 1 for the Stallions. 11-10 in the first of these 2-game doubleheader from Saugerties. Wow, some incredible late inning matchup.
Unbelievable. Garrison Berkeley swinging 3-1 when a ball could end the game. Got amazing contact on that one out towards shortstop. And he was just able to win this one for the Stallions. A back-and-forth action, one of the best games we've seen all season in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. And this was only game 1 of a doubleheader.
Game 1 of some dramatic baseball, as we were going to send it down to the field as John Drager has our hero, Garrison Berkeley, standing by in just a moment.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm here with the hero of this game 1 here, Garrison Berkeley. Now, you got your first hit, and it was a huge one right off the shortstop's glove. How did that feel?
It felt good. Finally got a good pitch to drive and, executed, did my job, and, got a win.
Yeah, and we heard it from the Stallion dugout. They were trying to get into both the pitchers' heads, in Callow and in Vargas. Did that really help you out?
Yeah, it did. I mean, in those situations, it just comes down to breathing and, taking it one pitch at a time and just doing the job.
Thanks again, Garrison.
Appreciate you.
And wow, what a fantastic performance. Berkeley able to find barrel there as he was able to give the Stallions their 3rd win of the season, 2nd of the week in dramatic fashion.
Yeah, back-to-back wins here for the Stallions. First one at home since that Glens Falls game a couple days ago here, and we talked about it. This is only a 7-inning doubleheader, so there's still a lot more action to come here at Cantine Field. And while it's unlikely that we'll see a game as wild and back and forth as that one, Kyle, never say never.
Never say never is right, as we were just about 30 minutes or so away from that second game first pitch. You're listening to Saugerties Stallions Baseball. Don't go anywhere, as first pitch is right around the corner. For Logan Barandis, John Drager, I'm Kyle McMullen. We'll see you right back here at Cantine Field shortly.
That was a good call. Oh, that was such a good call. Let's go!
Yeah!
Magic!
That's a good worker right there.
Did you give him a hit or?
My God. Adapt and overcome. My goodness.
I like raise up the volume, Jerry. Like kind of didn't work when he first started. So by the way, 7 o'clock. All right. All right. So what we can do, I think, we can cut the hit. Maybe we can use that. Like the wall
I'm gonna end the stream.
Yeah.
We had some wild porn comments again.
Oh,